Hi, welcome to the Libertarian Alternative. My name is Mark Selzer, and the Libertarian Alternative is an educational television show brought to your community as a service by the Libertarian Party. Today's topic is government waste, and today's guest is Art Olivier. But before we get to Art, I want to say hi to my co-host, Angela Keaton.
How you doing?
Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Fantastically.
Great. Art Olivier, you're the former mayor of Bellflower. You're a libertarian who was elected to a major city in California, and you served there for 5 years in Bellflower. What kind of corruption, government corruption, did you encounter when you were first getting involved in politics out there in Bellflower?
Well, almost everything that was done was corrupt. It was a way, the whole way that people looked at things is what was in it for them. How much money can we get out of this? The number one area in corruption for the local cities in California is the trash business. See, way back during the Depression.
Is this true all over the country probably as well?
Could be, but I know here in California they wrote a law specifically to enhance the corruption that we have in the trash hauling business. And I suppose the other states have it also.
And in other industries as well, probably.
Yeah, so what happened was during the Depression, there was a lot of different trash companies that would pick up your trash. And you would call up and say, I want you to pick up my trash. And that was the company that you had. During the Depression, a lot of those companies were going out of business because people couldn't pay them. If people couldn't pay them, they wouldn't pick up the trash. The trash would sit there on the curb. So they enacted emergency legislation that would allow a city to go out and give a franchise to one company to go pick up all the trash in the entire city and take it to the dump. And then they would be able to charge those customers money, and if they didn't pay, they could put a lien on their property. So this is a way to clean up all the streets during the Depression. Well, that law never went away. So now what you have is cities can go out and contract with any contractor that they want. There's no competitive bidding required in a trash contract. And I would say that every city in California, that their trash contract is based upon who gives the best bribes. I have not run into yet a city that has given the trash contract to the lowest bidder. I have never seen that happen, ever.
So what other kind of corruption do you see? I mean, that's just one kind of corruption. It's probably symbolic of many other industries all across the country.
And it's a huge amount of corruption, too.
How were these bribes given? I understand there's a lot of creative ways that you're able to give...
Oh, to move money around?
To move money around, not necessarily give bribes.
Well, typically what you do, if you have a business and you're doing business with the city, or you're a developer or whatever else, that you've got to do business with the city, you need to find the political consultant that knows the people that are in charge of the approval process. Either the approval of a contract, approving the development, or whatever, which is the city council. You need to know somebody that has a very good working relationship with those people. And that's what you do, is you hire this consultant. And like I say, you're doing a development. What the architects will actually put in there, they'll put in when you're doing a budgeting for the development, they'll put in a line item in there for securing approvals from authority, and then what basically that is giving the money to the political consultant, who then gives the money to the people that are on the council. And the way they move the money around, they can, I don't know, I suppose it could be cash. That's the way the trash contractors used to do it. They used to give out an envelope of like about $3,000 a month per council member to retain their trash contract.
And these were campaign contributions?
No, these were just cash under the table. They would just meet them at lunch, and this was just cash.
Wow.
Another one is campaign contributions, obviously, but that's actually illegal. The other ones are not. Another one is at the contractors, we had this happen in Bellflower, would actually buy property from people that were on the city council. So if, say, if the property was worth $500,000, they could give them $600,000 for the property. So that was like a $100,000 bribe. It would just, but it was a property transaction. So you really can't. It's really hard to prove that that was an actual bribe.
So there's always a way to move money around that's kind of undetected.
Right.
Assuming in good faith that people don't go into politics to become thieves and gangsters, how does this all start? I mean, you were saying earlier a little bit about your whole experience about watching the slow process of people being corrupted. What happens?
Yeah, there actually are people that that get into politics for very good intentions. I might even say the majority of them do. But it doesn't take long. Those people that are controlling the politics from the back, from the outside, you know, the special interest groups, people that do business with the different government agencies. They've been doing this for a long time. This is how they make their living. They know what they're doing, and they'll help them out. Like, say, if a council member, his kid's truck broke down or something like this, you know. Well, you know, no problem. I know a guy that'll help you out here, you know, and they get the work done, and he'll get it done really cheap, and then it actually comes out free. Oh, don't worry about it. You know, they covered the bill. You don't worry about it. We got it covered. You know, little things like that, and then they start to build up, and then it would be coming to actually buying a truck for the kids. You know, you go out and buy a used truck for $20,000, sell it to the councilman for $5,000. You know, and that's how they start moving the money around, and before long they're corrupt. One of the things that we used to do is we used to go on the junkets. Now, other elected officials hate calling it that. They hate calling it junkets, but that's what it was. We'd go on these junkets to Monterey, to Palm Springs, San Diego, and there would be all the people that do business with the cities would have their hospitality suites. And at the hospitality suites, it was always lots of alcohol to drink and nice food and other vices that would be at the hospitality suite. And this is the way they could get these council members, if you weren't careful, you know, they could kind of trap them, compromise them, put them in a compromising position, and then they've got them. And they'll never let go. And once you have an elected official in the compromised position, you know you can always count on them to do your bidding for you. Because what are they going to do? They
don't want to give up their salaries. I mean, a lot of
they don't want to go to jail.
Favors. Yeah.
They don't want to go to jail, and it was really funny at some of these junkets that we would go to. You would see these respected leaders of the community walking down these aisles in these hotels, going from hospitality suite to a hospitality suite, basically walking by braille, you know, just leaning up against the wall like this because they were just so hammered, but yet they would make it to the next hospitality suite to get some more to drink. But that's one of the ways that they get trapped into the corruption. And then, of course, they really enjoy the power. People treat you like a king. When I was on the council, when I was in minority position, our city manager, she used to get into me and just start sticking her finger into my chest. You know, she's like a foot shorter than I am, but she would get in there and she would cuss at me and stick her finger in my chest. And then the day after I got the two people elected and when I became the majority on the council, that next day, I was the smartest man in Bellflower. And she told me that. And, you know, and so people can really, you know, their heads swell up with all this attention that you get. And, you know, even people that retain their honesty. We had one person on the council that never went crooked. But her head swelled up because she became so important and so powerful that they were able to manipulate her through this.
So power attracts the corruptible.
Sure. Yeah.
Were you ever asked to compromise your integrity?
Not really.
They knew you weren't going to go for it.
Yeah, they kind of seen that, you know, I mean, I'm in the Libertarian Party for one thing. I mean, if I was out there to become rich and powerful from my position on